Welcome to another episode of the BPA Show. I'm your host, Mr. Boggins, and this is my co-host, Pat Coyote. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Living life. Just another
La Vida Loca,
day
like
on
me.
Earth. Yeah, man. I mean, like, look at you. You got a cool backwards hat. I want to be like you because one, you have your
No, you
name
don't.
behind you.
No, you don't.
When you have your name behind, look, it says something. What does it say behind you? Kia. What's it say before the Coyote?
Patrick and Haley. It's me and my wife's name. It's just our little nameplate. It's our little nameplate.
That's cool. We have one out in front of our front door, but it's not as big. See, I want that. I want that in my life. I want it.
Just you gotta upgrade some things. You gotta upgrade some things sometimes. But your background is like a heaven.
But you can't even see that shit now. I just realized that you can't even.
Yeah,
see
but you got whiskey.
You see all the logo. Hey,
you got whiskey. You got the
in
logo.
the comments, if you guys want merch, let us know. That might be something down the line that'd be cool. We might be able to do. That'd be fun.
Do a little merch. Do a little merch store.
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, everybody. So we is back in it with another draft review. This week we are going over the NFC West. This one's good. I like this one. There's one team that maybe not as great, but the rest of them, I don't know. I think this division had a pretty strong draft as a whole.
Yeah.
And we're going to start off today with Seattle Seahawks.
Hawks.
Oh, God. I can't tell you how many times during the Super Bowl parade, since I live in Seattle, I was on the bus that was going to the stadium for the parade.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how annoying and for how long that thing went. And it just kind of it always teeters off. Like people don't know when to stop it. Like there's always a guy that's like, see, and then finally people stop doing it. It's like, all right, well, we're over it now.
After 10 or 12 of them.
Yeah. 12? See, they should stop at 12. If they stop at 12, that makes sense.
Or you could do 6 because it's like C is 1, Hawks is also 1, that's 2. Yeah. So if we do 6, then that makes 12.
That's too much math.
It's 6 times 2. So you either get 6 or you get 12.
Yeah.
One of those two.
Yeah.
I vote for as few as possible because I just hate that chant altogether. The fact that this team pays to call themselves the 12s is hilarious, right?
Yeah.
I've been a 12 since 1976. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. That's okay.
All right.
Seattle Seahawks. That's what I would say. Fuck this draft class. God damn it!
I know they did good again. It's last year fantastic. This year also very good. Last year they got themselves Tariq Woolen. This year they got themselves Devin Witherspoon with the 5th overall pick. Then Jackson Smith and Jigba out of Ohio State. Pair him with already a pretty solid receiving core. Derek Hall, an edge out of Auburn. Then Zach Charbonnet to just pair him along with Kenneth Walker. That's fine. Anthony Bradford out of LSU. Cameron Young, Mississippi State. Mike Morris out of Michigan. And then Alawatimi out of Michigan as well. Get both the dudes I enjoyed. Jarek Reed, the second out of New Mexico, and Kenny McIntosh just dipping back in again. Dang, that RB room. What pops out to you first, man?
The whole damn thing. The whole damn thing. This whole class is just riddled with prospects that I absolutely like salivated over.
Yeah.
Obviously, pick number 5 was huge, right? Because it could have gone a number of different ways, and nobody really had a feeling of where they were going to go. There were some people even leading up to draft day that were like, ooh, they might go quarterback here because or ooh, they might go for Will Anderson, or ooh, they might go for, and I feel like a lot of people in the draft world, and then also Seahawks fans themselves were shocked when Devin Witherspoon was the pick. And I had my buddies who are Seahawks fans text me immediately. Why did they do this? Who is this person? I'm like, cornerback 1. Let's pay attention. Okay. I love that pick. I thought that Jackson Smith and Jigba, great add to them. I'm curious to see how they use him because he's not going to be that true outside Z type of receiver. I feel like Tyler Lockett kind of has that, on lock. But I really love adding JSN to that offense with DK and Lockett. I think that's a perfect big 3 in that receiver room. You get Derek Hall and you get Mike Morris. Mike Morris is he is a freak. He's a freak athlete, super powerful dude. Derek Hall, a bigger guy, needed a little bit more work, but I still love that pick for them because I feel like it fits their identity. And then they had to go get Zach Charbonnet. They had to. They had Kenneth Walker great rookie season. Fantastic rookie season. Yep. But then you had to. What are you going to do with him? What are you going to do with him? Unless you're going to give him the majority of the carries. Why did you pick Kenneth Walker last year? What was the reason? Yep. Tell me, Pete. I want to know. They're up to something.
You know what this pops off the screen to me is that they're going to play some slow ball. That's what they want, right? They loaded up on their secondary. Their secondary is ridiculous now. Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, and then you also have Quandre Diggs, Jamal Adams, and then Kobe Bryant. And then Kobe Bryant gets put back in nickel, solid. That front is also decent rotation there. And then you have this ridiculous running back room now that is just going to keep pounding the football. They aren't playing high flashy, but they aren't the Chiefs.
They're too deep now. Their defense is really too deep.
Yeah.
Because I mean, looking at what they did in the offseason as far as bringing in Draymond Jones, getting Jerron Reed back. Now it's and then Bobby Wagner's back. They signed Devin Bush as well. So it's your 1s and 2s are fantastic. And that is a coach's dream when your 1s and your 2s can give you the same result and effort and skill. That's nuts. And that's how I feel looking at this defense right now. Julian Love in that secondary. I mean, shit, they were talking about we need edge. Just put Jamal Adams at outside linebacker now. What's the point?
What's the point?
What's
the point? And I also really liked how they addressed the interior offensive line because they got two very solid rookie bookends last year, and now they're just stuff in the middle and making it really look good. Man, I just think they're going to pound the football. And this division this next year, we'll kind of go over these other rosters and how not good a couple of them are. One obviously stands above, but I think it's just going to be good old ground and pound for this entire division, actually.
I think them adding McIntosh too, don't sleep. People need to not sleep on that because that is a great Seattle Seahawks pick for them. They're clearly committed to running the football. Walker, Charbonnet, now McIntosh. I mean, it's going to, and DJ Dallas is still there too. So again, it's a deep room. They're going to commit to the run.
And it's kind of a trend that Seattle RBs can't really stay healthy. So might as well get a lot.
And that's the tough part, right? Is who's going to be the first guy to get injured. And if I had to put my money on it, it's either McIntosh or Walker. It's one of those two guys. But
all right. So
I like the Seahawks class.
Yeah, I do too. What would you? Should we come back later and give him a grade, or what did you just?
No, let's do grades. Let's do grades as we do it because now it's fresh. Honestly, I'm going to give this an A. I think this is my first A that I've given out. Ooh, look at that. I think this is my first A that I've given out in this whole series. This is a fantastic class for the Seahawks. Fantastic class for them to gain some depth and a couple quality starters. Excellent all around.
I will have to say the same thing that I
So you agree?
Yeah.
So you agree?
No. It's different. It's different though. It's same but different, but the same. Listen, it's just a good overall draft. Like the last 2 years, John Snyder has really stepped it up again. Like I thought he was kind of hanging on the coattails of what 2012 for a long time, but it's come back around, and the dude's really been drafted well. Shout out to him, man, because this is
it's looking draft. Like they've changed kind of their philosophy drafting in the last few years, and I wonder what the common denominator was.
Interesting. Moving on to the Arizona Cardinals. Woof! What a draft. Listen, they're obviously swinging for next year, right? Which is super, super interesting, because what the hell are you going to do with Kyler Murray? Is he going to stay? Because I don't know if you can get rid of him. Are you going to find someone that's going to be willing to pay that? Who knows? They might just eat it. They just ate DeAndre Hopkins' contract. They're just like, you know what? Ship him.
They did. Like 22 million.
Yeah, it's like 29. Yeah, something like that. It was crazy. Like, we'll just eat it. Forget it. It's fine. Yeah. Everything's fine. All we want is Caleb Williams, and they better hope to God they get him.
I know. Watch them win. Watch them win. Watch them pull the Texans.
Yeah.
Clayton Tune's gonna be like, in week 18, Clayton Tune's going to be like, I'm starting this game. I'm fucking winning this game.
But then, like, what? Even if you do get Caleb Williams, what are you going to do? What's Jonathan Gannon going to do with Caleb Williams?
Nothing.
That's what I mean. Like, it's I don't know. Anyways, all right. So round one, Paris Johnson, BJ Ojulari in the second, Garrett Williams of Syracuse, Michael Wilson, Stanford. John Gaines the second, and then Clayton Tune out of Houston, Owen Popo out of Auburn, speed. Then Keitrell Clark out of Louisville, and Dante Stills out of West Virginia. What pops out to me initially is these first 5 picks I actually really like. I know there's a couple of injury concerns with Garrett Williams and Michael Wilson coming off pretty bad injuries in their final years, but both of them have a chance to pop decently well, but they can also be big time flops. But we'll see. BJ Ojulari, I like a lot as a speed guy off the edge. I think with the loss of JJ Watt, you need some sort of pressure there, and he's gonna be the closest thing you're really gonna get at this point, besides Majai Sanders, who is also more of a speed guy. So what are you gonna do? Like, what's your defense gonna look like? I guess a lot of speed. And then Paris Johnson Jr. You honestly can't go wrong with PJJ. So
that was our OT1.
OT1
baby. I think this class for them is top heavy, for sure. Like, I do like the Owen Papo pick. That's solid depth, and like that, it's going to be a special teams guy, and he's a thumper. Late in the season, he's going to be one of those guys that probably has to step up.
He'll get down on special teams, man. That dude's going to fly down.
And he's going to get his reps, and I think that's a good spot for him too. I thought that was a very good place for him to go. Clayton Tune as well. Like, he's it's a 5th round quarterback. He's going to be back. Like, who knows? He might come in for a few games this season, because we're probably going to see 4, 5, 6 different starting quarterbacks for the Cardinals over the course of this year. Like, Colt McCoy is not going to be able to start an entire season. And who else? It's
Jeff
Colt
Driscoll.
McCone. Yeah. Colt McCoy, Clayton Tune, Jeff Driscoll, and David Blau. So we're probably going to see those 4 guys start at least one game each this season. But I love the PJJ pick. I didn't love how they did it, though. because if we remember, they traded down from 3.
Yeah.
And I think they went to like, wasn't it 11? It was 11 or 8.
And they traded back
and then they traded back up for PJJ. I'm all for it. Like, go get your guy. But like, it just felt a little like, why wouldn't you just trade down to 6 at like initially? You know what I mean? Like, why go all the way down, get all these resources, and then spend those resources to get back up when you could have just gotten the 6th pick to begin with? So I like it because it gives them a bookend tackle. He's listed as a guard right now for them. I don't know about that because Kelvin Beachum and DJ Humphreys are their starting tackles right now. One of those guys is going to go.
Real quick. Do you have the roster, their depth chart pulled up right now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I want you to. So one thing that was really funny about the PJJ press conference is that he was pounding the table for them to bring his teammate Luke Whippler in, right?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't do it. Do you know why they didn't do it? Because, God damn it, they have a loaded center room. Can you read off those names for
me? Absolutely, my friend.
Yeah.
We're going to start with the second thing first. Lecitus Smith.
Of course.
Lecitus.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
And I'm going to break out my German, European dialect here. Hielte Froholt. Hielte Froholt.
Of course.
I should say Helt, because the E on the end does not make the T sound.
The hell
Helt
needs
Froholt.
Luke Whippler when you have
Froholte.
When you have Hielte Froholt.
When you have Helt Froholte. Helter Skelter.
Frozen over.
I think PJJ is going to be a good bookend tackle for them for years, but I do like Ojulari. I think he's got a high ceiling as a pass rusher. There's some things that he's got to refine, but the bend is there, the first step is there, the length is there. And then Garrett Williams, I feel kind of flew under the radar for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some people were saying that he's better suited as a safety in the NFL. I don't really see it. This guy was really good in man coverage, really good ball skills, had some injury issues, but for the most part, he was pretty solid. And then Michael Wilson was just a very reliable wide receiver at Stanford. He's a bigger frame, a really good route runner for his frame. He's not a blazer. He's not a speed guy. Like, he's just going to be one of those nuanced route runners, those possession receivers that we like to call them. But I like that pickup for them because they just lost DeAndre Hopkins. So
made Haener look pretty good at the Senior Bowl. Haener got a lot of love for what Michael Wilson did for him.
Yeah, and this is a guy who flew up the draft board. So it was cool to see him go in the 3rd. Outside of that, like, the rest of the class is just not. It's not a needle mover. Like, I like the Papal pick. I think the Tune pick was fine, but the rest of it just felt like depth. We're just filling in gaps in our roster right now. I do like the Clark pick, though. I'm going to say it. I do like the Clark pick. I thought he was a lot of fun in my pre-draft process, but outside of that, like, those first 4 picks are really solid for me. Outside of that, just no. Yeah, John Gaines is a guard. Yeah.
Yeah. If you've watched the show before, I've said a couple times, I pulled this off of PFF and copied and pasted these in there because I'm not about to type up all this. And for some reason, PFF decided to just not to go to sleep on some of the actual positions.
Yeah. Stills is fine late too. But yeah, it's not a needle mover. Like, that's the thing. It's not a needle mover. The reality is, PFF. The reality is, like, this is a year where they're just going to get pieces and they're just we're going to be like, okay, we're looking towards 2024.
Yeah. And that's what that's why I like, so I think I'm going to give them I'll give them a C plus because because it's an okay draft. Like I would probably give them the C, but I think them picking up next year as well. Like if they're trash this next year, they're looking at getting the first and second overall pick, which will be very interesting because then it's just like, what are you going to do with Kyler Murray? And if you do trade him, then you get even more picks. And you're just like, wow, you got a lot to like. If you can trade Kyler Murray and somehow get the first overall pick, you are sitting really pretty in 2024.
Wouldn't it be really hilarious if they Rosen him?
That would
full circle, baby.
Full circle. Wouldn't it be insane though if they get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Shut up. Jesus. Like, I can't wait for them to show that when they're on Hard Knocks for like the 4th time in 5 years, and they're like, okay, Kyler, listen. You remember the day we drafted you? And we told everybody that Josh Rosen was our quarterback. Well, the social media team just put out a tweet that said Kyler Murray is our quarterback, so we're shipping you the fuck out of here. All right. Like that's exactly how it's going to go.
Can you get picks from a minor league baseball team?
We have actually traded you to the trash pandas of the Texas minor league baseball league.
Little League Padres. All right, what's your grade?
I give them a C minus. I really like those first 4 picks, but the rest of it's just, not the Cincinnati Reds. Yeah, send them to Cincinnati. Him and Joe Burrow in the same city. Are you kidding me? That'd be great.
All righty, moving along to the Rams, who just, my God.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on here. It was tough. Like their first pick isn't, their first pick was great.
I like a couple of these.
A lot of picks, man.
It's so many picks, and it's funny because they're just trying to play catch up for the last 7 years of trading away all their picks.
Yeah, fuck them, right?
Just to get screw it, man. Like
those picks.
They got a lot now, that's for sure. I'll read through them real quick. Steve Avila, TCU, Byron Young, edge out of Tennessee, Kobe Turner, Wake Forest, Stetson Bennett. I'm trying not to skip over names. Stetson Bennett, the Carl Salesman out of Georgia, Nick Hampton, Appalachian State, Warren McClendon, Davis Allen, Puka Nakua out of BYU, THT out of TCU. Side note, did you know that THT is LaDainian's cousin?
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah.
That is
not
correct.
cousin, nephew. I think nephew. Maybe
it's
cousin.
like it's like his dad is his cousin or some shit
something
like that.
Yeah. O'Shawn Mathis out of Nebraska, Zach Evans, Ole Miss, Ethan Evans, Wingate, Jason Taylor the second, Oklahoma State, Alex Austin.
Whoa, hang on.
What I miss?
Hang on. Jason Taylor the second?
Yeah.
Wow. I am old. Wow.
Yeah, look at that name.
Is it the same? Like, is he actually? I need to find that. I gotta look this up now.
All right. Well, don't let that over Alex Austin, which is the son of Stephen Austin. Deshaun Jack Johnson out of Toledo. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know everybody's gonna hate me for this. I don't mind the Stetson Bennett pick. Like, I don't mind it.
In the 4th round?
Okay, well, yeah, sure, why not? Like, you don't know what's going to happen with Matthew Stafford. Like, you just don't know, and he can come in there and drive the ship. He's going to be a Nick Foles for sure. Like, he can drive the ship well enough. Unfortunately, though, they don't really have a ship to drive because they are terrible. They don't have a lot on that roster that is great. Outside of poor Aaron Donald has to play around a lot of like like decent. Not really even decent. Not a lot of good stuff. They loaded up on that on the pressure in the draft. They tried to, at least. They do well? Yeah. All right. Not like the craziest in the world. Like a lot of shots in the dark.
Yeah. I feel like this is all depth. This is all depth.
Is it? They don't have a lot. They don't like. I mean, technically, just because like the veterans
these
are
guys
going to start out.
These
probably,
guys are going to get. They're going to get.
They're going to get reps.
They have. Like, they have to get reps. But like, I feel like there's a few of these guys that I genuinely like, and I like for the Rams. Like,
I mean, I love Steve Avila,
but yeah, Steve Avila is the big one that stands out. I do like Byron Young. I think he's got quite a bit to offer. He's got some traits. Nick Hampton as well. Like, that was a guy I saw him going quite a bit higher than the 5th round. Warren McClendon is a guy who could turn into like a decent guard inside. Like,
he was definitely overshadowed by Broderick over there, and I think he's underrated. But
Davis Allen, like I felt like he's okay. Like, he'll be fine. Puka, I do like. I really like that pick. I like THT for the Rams. I like him for the Rams. I was a little surprised when I saw him go in the 6th round, but that's fine. I do like Zach Evans as well for the Rams. O'Shawn Mathis. This is just
this roster.
But
is rough.
the one pick that stands out to me the most has got to be Ethan Evans. It has to be. Like, if there's one pick of this whole group that's going to make the biggest impact, it's Ethan Evans.
Yeah.
I'm definitely joking. No, it's Steve Avila, man. Like, no, Avila is probably going to be the best player in this draft class. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to see. I mean, like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong in your statement. Because like Stafford's health is like all over the place right now.
If the 49ers can come out and say that Brock Purdy is for sure the starter over Trey Lance, who they traded up for and had thrown like 4 balls ever in the NFL, then
whoa, hang on. The Rams got a college free agent. This is going to blow your mind here.
Yeah.
Braxton Burmeister. Does that name ring a bell?
Can't say it does.
This kid was a quarterback for the Ducks, and he is now a wide receiver college free agent out of San Diego State. That's interesting.
Get your money.
Puka has a chance to get starting reps. In this offense. Like, they still have Tutu Atwell, which,
bro, I don't know how Ben Skowronek is still on this friggin' team. Every time I've watched this team, he drops a ball, I feel like. Every time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cooper Kupp's obviously wide receiver 1. They did get Tyler Johnson too. So that's like a kind of add. But I feel like this is just another this Rams team is going to be bad. I don't know how McVay came back. I don't know how he looked at this roster and said, "Yeah, I'll coach this team.
Like,
I'll coach this team.
This is and
we're going to lose every game."
A lot of the speculation was because like that's not how he wanted to go out last year. Motherfucker, you're going to do the same thing. Yeah. This is going to be the same thing.
I mean, hey, what if the Rams get Caleb Williams?
That has to be the only way. But then no, because what are you gonna do with Matthew Stafford?
You cut his ass. What do you mean? Let him retire.
I mean, maybe if he's broken, for sure. Like if
he's broken,
injury,
he is broken. Aaron Donald is going to retire after this year.
Yeah,
I feel he's either going.
What do you think? What do you think his dead cap is If you cut him
who? Stafford?
Matthew Stafford. If you cut him okay, if you cut him post June, still terrible. But like if you cut him right now, what do you think? What's your guess?
65 mil.
106 mil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
I mean, post June, it only goes down to 51 mil. Next season pre-June, it's 74. And then Jesus. But post June next year, it's only 18.
Oh, they also got Rashad Torrance as a college free agent as well. So not terrible. I think the bright spots on this roster is not a lot of them. I think Steve Avila, obviously, Cooper Kupp, obviously, Van Jefferson, still love him. But yeah, outside of that, like this defense does not feel like it's ready to compete at the level that someone like Aaron Donald or Matt Stafford would want to. They got their Super Bowl, they got their ring. Now what? So I was going to go lower. I was going to go D-. Yeah. It's not great. Like you built depth. Maybe a few of these guys turn out to be really good starters, but rookie of the year, Ethan Evans, come on down.
I would just be so like, if I was a Rams fan, I would be so bummed with this. Like you have so many picks. I know you don't get your first pick until the second round, but you have so many picks. And I'm just not impressed with a lot of them. Steve Avila, though, great. I like that one.
You know who went right after Stetson Bennett? Fehoko.
My boy.
And Tyler Lacey.
That's
Nick Herbig, too. Yeah, Nick Herbig. Tyler Scott. Hey, could have added to our receiver room. Oh, but don't worry. We got Stetson Bennett throwing the football.
And Ben Skowronek. Love it.
Just all right. And Darius Rush was still there. Darius Rush was still on the board.
Yeah. After just losing they just lost Jalen
trading Jalen.
So all right, on to the final one. This one I like. Jair Brown out of Penn State, Jake Moody out of Michigan, Cam Latu out of Alabama. Underrated tight end for sure. Darrell Luther Jr. out of South Alabama, Robert Beal Jr. out of Georgia, D. Winters out of TCU, Braden Willis, Oklahoma, Ronnie Bell, Michigan, and Jalen Graham out of Purdue. What stands out to you the most, man?
I like the Brown pick. I like that they went aggressive for kicker, but it's not as bad as the Patriots. Not as bad as the Patriots. Okay, let's just keep that right there. I do like the Cam Latu pick as well because he's not your traditional tight end. He's not your big bulky he's not a George Kittle type. He is a move tight end, and which is perfect because you'll have Kittle in line. And then you can have Latu, and it'll give them some different options. I like the Robert Beal pick for them as well. And then Ronnie Bell, good pick, and D. Winters as well. Those are the guys that I really did like in this class. I feel like this is a good class for them because they got some depth at some critical spots. Obviously receiver is not a place that they desperately needed help, right? Still have Debo, still have Ayuk, still have Jennings. They're solid. Offensive line, could you have upgraded or added to the room with one of these picks? Yeah, but I feel like they're content with where they're at. Could you have gone maybe quarterback with one of these picks with Brock Purdy and his elbow and Trey Lance and his whole thing? Now they got Sam Darnold. They're fine. Running back, they're fine as well. So I feel like this was a depth special teams draft. They got a pretty solid safety in Jair Brown. I really loved his game. In a weak safety class, he really stood out to me, and that's great for them because now they've got like Hufanga. He's a dog.
Yeah,
like their secondary is not terrible. Like they will still be one of the top defenses in the league next year. Like book that. Go ahead.
No,
you agree?
I like Tashawn Gibson as a bridge safety for Jair Brown to come in and eventually start. Like I have 100% confidence that Gibson's going to be there for a year. I mean, he's like 33, which I'm 34. So old. So he's going to come in there and he might even start this year. Who knows? And then you got Ward and Lenore on both sides. That I do like their secondary. And then obviously their linebacker room, to me, D Winters was like a sneaky pick that I actually really liked later on. And I think they got him in the perfect spot because I do think he has a solid upside, and him behind Fred Warner and Greenlaw is going to be like,
and Burks.
And Burks. It's going to be money, dude. The Niners and their interior, their inside linebackers, man, solid. And I get people maybe are not like so high on, going for a kicker in the third round. I get that. I
felt like I'm fine with it because their first pick was in the third, and that's an area that, and it was a comp pick too. So it's like, okay, we got a free pick. Let's fill a position of need right now.
And he was one of the this was a great class. Yeah, this was a great class for kickers. Yeah. Weird to say. But like he was up there, and the fact that you had Robbie Gould for 75 years, my guy.
Yeah.
It's time to find another one. Like this is if they do this well, they just spent a third round pick on their kicker for the next 20 years, right? Yeah. So sweet. You got your kicker.
The Patriots took Chad Ryland at 112.
Yeah.
And like I would much rather have Moody than Ryland.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Moody, Mevis were definitely up there for me. But I get it. I do like Cam Latu out of Alabama. I think he has a lot of potential. One video that was really funny was when he got thrown out of the way by a cornerback.
Yeah.
He got absolutely embarrassed. And the next two plays literally lined up right after that and looked at the cornerback and was like I ain't doing this anymore. Come here. And the next two plays on the goal line, he literally took that dude and just threw him out of the way, and they scored. And he kind of like pointed down at him like, "You're my bitch."
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Yeah, and I think he's a bigger dude that has ability to make some, like, if you get him the ball in open space, he can truck a couple dudes for you.
He's athletic enough.
Yeah, he's athletic enough. I think he'll be solid.
The blocking just isn't there. If he can adapt to that outside zone system well, I mean, he would probably be more of like your back end blocker. Like he's on the backside of your concepts, so.
And I think the last one that stands out to me is probably Ronnie Bell. I like him as he's definitely a Shanahan type guy. Like Shanahan likes his athletic receivers between him, Debo, and Ayuk. I think it'll be like you have a lot of athleticism to jet sweep the days away. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I all around, I actually this is a very John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan draft where there's slightly deep cuts, but they all may actually produce well, and people are gonna be like, "Who is this?" later on, and it's gonna be like, "Oh yeah," because they know what they're looking at. So for me personally, I think I would probably give them a B-.
Okay, that's where I was gonna go. Was B-.
Do you agree with me?
I concur.
Oh, okay. I got to learn.
No, I think that this is a solid class for them. It's not a game changing class, but I feel like you do enough to get some depth pieces. You do enough to get some special teamers. You get a key special teams player, which is fantastic in Jake Moody. So I think that this is a good class for them. I give them B-B.
Love it. All right, everybody. Well, that is the NFC West. A little shorter episode today. Next week, we got the AFC East.
Gonna talk some shit about the Patriots.
Talk some shit, and the Dolphins, who didn't even have a first pick because they cheat. They cheat.
Because their owner's a dumbass.
No, they don't cheat. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great evening. Be nice to each other.
Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the bell.
Oh, that's
for
true.
notifications.
I would know. You'd think someone that does podcasts would know to say it's fine. All right.